welcome to another episode of Unpacking Love. I'm so excited to be bringing a bonus episode in the cheating series to you guys. So I know I had said that in this cheating series, we're going to have 3 episodes, which I'm plugging them in right now. So there's an intro, which talks about types of cheating, motives. Then the next episode is a story time. And then the next episode talks about cheating from a psychological standpoint. So be sure to check it out. The story time is wild, okay? So you better check that out. And then the psychological one is so insightful and just so helpful. So just be sure to check that out. And if you're like, oh, Michelle, like, what do you know about psychology? I do not know a lot about psychology, but I had someone who's a PhD candidate in psychology who was on that episode. So be sure to check that out. So the reason why this is a bonus episode is because I was like, you know what? Something is missing from this series. And the piece that was missing was what happens when you're a witness in the whole cheating saga. And so I am excited to introduce my guest today, who you guys have actually heard from before. We have Yolanda in the house. And Yolanda was in episode 62 that we did with Mufaro. That one was called OnlyFans, posting him for research, protection, FaceIDs. And that was a social media related episode. So go check it out after you listen to this one so you can just hear the vibes that we're vibing. Yolanda, what's going on, girl?
Hey, girl, how are you doing? Honestly, I was just laughing thinking back to that episode. Like, oh my gosh. Thank you so much for having me back. I'm so excited to get into today's topic.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on here. And like, she is laughing because when I tell you guys, like, that episode was just hilarious. Okay. It was hilarious. Like, we talked about everything and I'm not going to spoil here, but Yolanda, so excited to have you on here. You're just such a fire and fun person to talk to. So without further ado, we're about to get into this topic here. What is a witness in cheating? So like, the reason why I'm calling this cheating and then witness, that's the name of the episode, is because sometimes you are not part of the cheating that's happening, meaning you're not the one who's being cheated on, and also you're not the one who's cheated, and you're not the side chick, but you know of somebody who's cheating. So that's what we're going to be covering today, and just kind of, having a discussion about some of these questions that come up. So I'll start with this question, Yolanda. Would you tell a friend if you caught their man cheating on them? And then can you also let us in on why or why not?
It's so interesting because as you were describing what a witness is, I was wondering to myself, like, so does being a witness, a silent witness, make you an accomplice?
Hi!
This was a
Oh my gosh, dang girl. Ooh. And the way that you brought it up, because I know some of the answers that I'm going to give later on in this episode. Now you're making me question if I'm an accomplice in some of these items. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Personally, I would absolutely tell. I feel like if you are cheating, you deserve, well, I'm saying that, but you're going to find out later on that I might be a bit of a hypocrite. But yeah, I would absolutely tell my friend. I would not even hesitate to tell my friend. The only thing is, though, I really believe that if you're gonna start that fire, you can't like start a fire and leave the person in a burning building. You gotta arrive with some receipts. You gotta give them a bucket of water, something that they can use to put that fire out. So yeah, tell them if you have the proof. Or if you just have suspicions, I guess you can lay it out as a suspicion, but you can't be too, because that's the problem too with telling friends, right? Like you could go in and tell a friend and then them and then man go in to talk about it. All of a sudden you're the bad guy. Next thing you know, they're back together, about to get married, and you don't get a wedding invite because you're the hater.
Facts. Wait, so you brought up receipts, right? So what are we talking about when you say receipts and proof? Can you go a little bit more into that?
Yeah, receipts, proof being something that will help solidify the case, right? Give them something that they can use to fight that battle with. Because also, there are times when we as human beings are mistaken. Like, I recently watched a TikTok video in which a lady saw something at a bar, accused the guy at the bar of cheating. Turns out the person he was with was actually his girlfriend. So they were just making up assumptions in their own head and blasted this all over the internet. The person almost got fired. Like, it was a whole thing. So I think like it's very human of us to sometimes misconstrue things based either on our own, our own situations, what's happening in our lives, or maybe just what we expect to have seen. And it might not be the actual situation. Having receipts, having proof, it just helps. It helps that other person out too, because you can say, "Look, I'm not being a jealous friend. I'm not going to break up your relationship for no reason. I'm literally showing you that here, your man was over here with this other woman. Your man was, doing whatever it was he was doing, and this is something that you can use. Like, there's no way he can lie to you and say that's not what happened, because here I have the receipts. I'm giving you the receipts. I mean,
Mm.
you don't always have proof that's that crystal clear, but even just something that kind of helps to kind of, because I feel like a lot of times as women we know, right, like you intuitively know something is not right, or something is just not the way it's meant to be. And sometimes you even just need a little bit of something that sets you on the path of searching.
The detective in you from episode 62 is coming up.
Full on FBI agent at this point. Like,
Qualified, literally.
oh man, because like, what are we doing? Like, do we believe men in 2023? Do you just believe people now? I don't know.
Girl, I can't. I'm not even gonna answer that question, but I have a question, right? There are times when you you see that someone is cheating. Like, let's say, for example, you see that maybe you're the one who is single and you're online dating, and then you see, this is my friend's boyfriend's profile on whatever app this is. What is he doing? You can take screenshots. Or if you see that he commented something inappropriate on like a girl's, post or whatever, and maybe your friend is not on Instagram, you can take a screenshot. So I get those receipts. What if it's a situation where you are in a club and you see some sketchy business happening? Like, how are you going to try snap photos? Like, what is the tea?
Absolutely, immediately pull out your phone. Taking videos. It's not even a question. Like, pull out your phone, start taking videos. And then I think the other thing too that you can always do, which I mean, it depends on how hot and heavy the situation is. Call your girl, call up your person and be like, hey, where are you right now? Because I'm about to confront somebody and I need you to come here.
Wait, Yolanda, are you saying that you are about to pick up battles that are not yours? So you would go and confront this woman who's all up on your friend's man on her behalf?
Well, I would confront the man, right? Like, this woman, I don't know her. She doesn't owe me or my friend anything, but this guy who's dating my friend does. But it also depends on how close of a friendship it is, right? If we're just
Mm.
if we're besties, I am absolutely, not only am I confronting this man, I am causing a scene. Like, it's going to no problem.
Can I just say, actually, before you even continue, guys, you want to have somebody like Yolanda in your circle, in your corner, because listen, as for me, all my friends who are listening, I love y'all, but would I fight anyone? No, because I wouldn't even fight anyone on my own behalf. So you know what, Yolanda, with you and your confrontations, girl, props to you, honestly. I honestly respect. I respect the hustle.
Girl, I'm laughing that you'd even call it a fight. Have you seen how small I am? I'm not fighting anybody.
Oh man. But okay, so just to clarify, if it is someone who's a bestie for you, you would go and confront the guy, or like make it known to the guy that I see you, you see me, right? Is that what you're saying?
The first thing I do is take a photo, take a video, call her immediately, send her the photo and the video, and be like, hey, do you know that your man is at so and so and so? And if not, are you coming? Do I call you an Uber? Should we come pick you up? Like, what is the situation?
Dang.
Right? I think it's always easier when you catch the person red-handed. So like, girl, get dressed, come here immediately. And then if for some reason, let's just say they're out of town, they cannot come, then it's my job to go and slide into that booth or wherever that man is and be like, hey, I I'm so sorry. I didn't think you were gonna be here. I was just talking to your girlfriend, and she's at home. So what's up?
Oh man, wow. You know what? I just want to say I'm glad that you're the one who took this question first, because what a powerful way to start the episode. Okay, what a powerful way to start the episode. Okay, so no hesitation, you would do it. And what is the reason behind that?
because I would hope that somebody would do the same for me. In the very least, I would want to know, right? And I think like especially from what like culture sometimes too, and people also have different reasons. A lot of people say they don't want to know, just stay out of it. It's not your business. But no, tell me, why would I want to live my life like a fool? If this man is going to make a fool out of me, he shouldn't be with me. Like point blank period. So I would want to know, and I would do other people the courtesy of letting them know.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well,
Mhm.
this was really good. And okay, so in the case that it's not a bestie, but it's still a friend, you would still take photos. But are you going to confront the situation, or you're not going to confront in that case?
I would take photos. I don't think I would confront in that case, unless like it's just if it's a situation I know well. So maybe we're not besties, but I do know that you and this person have been in a quote unquote strong relationship. Then I might still feel the confidence in doing that. But I think the difference with the besties, I probably have a deeper understanding of that relationship, right? Which would give me the
Hmm.
confidence
Hmm.
to go and do that versus you might even acquaintances, dude. You'll go and do that, and then they'll tell you we're in an open relationship.
I'm
Actually,
telling you, it's like you should not have been in this business to start off with. No, you know what? Like facts, like for real, for real. And when I was thinking about this, I will say, right, like these questions are very difficult questions to answer. And I will also say that thankfully I have not been in a situation where I caught, a friend's man cheating to where I had to deal with this. So my views are purely theoretical. They are purely theoretical. And honestly, I really hope that I won't be in this situation. Having said that, after this disclaimer, I will say if this was a friend of mine, and especially if this was a close friend of mine, I would absolutely tell them. And the reason why is the same one that you gave, Yolanda, where it's like, I would hate to feel like a fool. So, this whole thing of walking around thinking that, oh, we're in a one-to-one relationship with my person, but then everyone around me knows that this person, he is on the streets. He's for the streets, right? Like
mm,
I just can't. Like I would rather someone tell me so that I'm not a fool. And so because of that, I also would want to tell my friends. And now I think even talking a bit more about, say, the motive behind telling them, I'm not telling you so that you break up with him. That's actually not why I'm telling you. I'm telling you so that I give you information. What you do with that is up to you. Because some people, like you might tell them like, hey, like this person is cheating on you. And for them, they might be like, oh, I already knew. Or they might be like, oh, I didn't know. I mean, thanks for the info, but I love my man. I'm sticking by him. He said he's never gonna do it again. So when I tell you, I'm not telling you so that you leave this man, because what you do is your business, even if you're like a bestie of mine. So why I would tell them is more from uh I'll tell you more for like an awareness reason. Like I just want you to be aware, and also so that I can have a clear like conscience about it. Like
yeah,
I would hate to know that my friend's boyfriend is cheating on them and I knew and I never said anything. But there are also complexities that come with this stuff, right? Like this is not easy stuff to talk about. And so I think it also varies on like, is it a relationship? Are people engaged? Are people married? And not to say I wouldn't tell you depending on like where you are in that whole structure, but like I feel like maybe the delivery would be something I'll need to like really consider in terms of how am I gonna come to you, right? And tell you. I think another reason for me too for why I would tell someone who's close to me is from a health perspective. Because
mm,
listen, I've heard too many stories. I've heard too many stories of people cheating and they don't tell the person that they're, in a relationship with or whatever, their buddy, sex buddy. They don't tell them that like, oh, we're not exclusive, like I'm doing things on the side. And then guess what happens? People find out that this person has been sleeping with other people when they're now sick. And there's certain sicknesses where it's like, okay, if my friend is then to get HIV from somebody, right? Like AIDS from somebody, and I knew that this person was out here wilding and I didn't tell them, that would be something that's very hard for me to forgive myself on. So I think I would also just tell you from a health perspective, because also, I mean, people do whatever they want to do in their relationships, no judgment there. I do know that sometimes they have unprotected sex with their partner, depending on how long they've been in a relationship with. Again, that's your business. But if you're my friend, and especially if we're close, and I know that you're like having unprotected sex with someone, thinking he's faithful to you, but he's sleeping with other people, chances are also pretty high he's having unprotected sex with those people. And now it's just a mess. And now you are going to be punished when you were the one who was faithful the whole time. So those are my reasons for telling. And, you know, when we think about the cons, right, that could come from this, Yolanda, you touched on this, where it's like, hey, you might go and tell someone, and I think how you said it was that you might go and tell someone without enough proof or without enough evidence, and there they go with their man talking about, oh, this hater, blah, 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 blah. Now they cut you off. Now you're the enemy of progress. They don't want to, you know, she doesn't want to talk to you. So there is that side of things where it's like, hey, regardless of how close you are to someone, there's a chance that the friendship could end from this. And so I think I do see why some people hesitate to tell their friends, because it's like, hey, if this person is going to cut me off or think that I'm jealous, then do I really want to proceed with it? And then again, something that I touched on is like, you know, these things get more complex when you're adding on the fact that these people are married and they have kids. Because now when you tell someone that, right, in a relationship sense, if you're just in a relationship with someone, you don't have kids or anything like that, I'm not saying that the stakes are low, but like they're much lower than when you have built a life, you're married, you have kids with somebody,
Right.
and then you find out this information. So like that is also something to really think about. Like if you're gonna go tell people who are married that their spouse is cheating, like just being able to deal with those consequences of like the marriage could potentially end, you know?
So I have a question, because you said that you would just be telling your friend to let them know. You're not
Mm-hmm.
telling them because you want them to break up with this person. Um, in that case, let's say you do tell your friend, they stay with this person. Would you still see the relationship, their relationship? Would you still see it the same way? Would you still be able to have the same happiness for their milestones as you did prior to either one finding out about the cheating, or two telling your friend about the cheating and understanding that they decided to stay in that situation?
Ha! Come on, put me in the hot seat. You know what? I will say this. I definitely would not see the relationship the same way. But okay, here's the thing, right? It's one thing when you're the person in the situation, and another thing when you're watching someone who's in a situation. Because at the end of the day, some of my feelings are going to be like, you know what? Even though I'm telling you for awareness, I would hope that maybe you break up with this person, right? But now that you have not broken up with this person, and I'm clearly seeing that this man is using you, I'm not going to be excited. You're right. I'm not going to be excited about your milestones and whatever. And actually, even to add on to that, would I continue to tell this friend of mine if I continue to see him cheat? No, I'm not. Because I already know the type of person you are. I told you, sis, and you stayed. So at the end of the day, am I gonna be excited about their, you know, union or like the no, I'm not gonna be excited. Would the friendship somewhat change? It's probably gonna change in terms of how we talk about relationships, right? Like if I'm not excited to hear about your relationship, I'm not gonna ask you like, oh, how's he doing? I'm not gonna ask you like how are things going, because I already know that you're like with this man who's cheating on you. So yeah, to answer your question, the feelings towards the relationship are gonna change, but I'm also not gonna have the expectation that someone should leave the person. I feel like just deal with your own consequences at the end of the day.
That's very interesting, because I'll be over here making executive decisions. Like, no, why are you still with this person that has been cheating on you? And how I like, what do you expect me as your friend to do with this information now? So I'm supposed to pretend to be happy for you, and then you're gonna have, I don't know, like I just, oh, it's so hard, because as much as I want to see that person be happy, I don't think I'll ever be able to respect their partnership, or that individual, like the boyfriend themselves, you know. So
Mm-hmm,
it'd
mm-hmm.
be challenging to continue to be, like, I'll still be there for my friend, but I'm not, like, I'm not gonna sit there and listen to your relationship problems with somebody who we already know is a problem. Like, what
Exactly. My excitement or like how I handle things going forward will look very different, right? Like I said, I think I will even minimize relationship talk with you because I'm already like, you know what? You stayed with this man. Like, let's just keep our friendship to other aspects that have nothing to do with the relationship. And also, I do not want you to come crying to me every single time you find something out because you know about it, right? It's like, okay, like you cried today. What do you want me to do?
right.
you break up with him today, and then you're back together with him next week. Like, yeah, I don't want to be in a situation that's like a repetitive thing. But honestly, when I do tell you, it's not because I'm like, hey, I wouldn't come to you and be like, hey, break up with Tom because Tom is cheating on you. No, I'm just going to be like, hey, girl, I was out last night. I saw Tom with another woman. If you want to ask me more questions, you can ask me more questions. And I think also, like I said, this is all theoretical because I haven't been in a situation like that. But I would think that like delivery would also matter, right? And I think it also, you would take different approaches with different friends. Because like with some friends, maybe you can't just go to them like hearts like that. Like, hey, your man was cheating on you. No, like maybe with them, you might be like, oh, hey, like I was out last night and I saw Tom. Then who knows? Maybe the person would be like, oh, he was out. I didn't even know he was out. Then maybe I could tell you. Or maybe I could be like, hey, girl, like, do you have time for like a call? Then we could be on a call and I'm like, oh, hey, I was out last night and I saw Tom with like this girl, right? And then I feel like maybe if you prompt me to like ask me more questions, I'll tell you. But I think if I see that there's even resistance, like you don't want to know, I don't necessarily think I would continue to tell you.
Okay, interesting. So you talked about delivery, and I'm wondering, okay, if this was you in this case, you are the one being cheated on, how would you want the other person, your friend, to give you this information? What delivery would work the best for you?
First of all, let me just say, God forbid. God forbid. Having said that, let me now answer the question. I think that there are certain things that you need to check if someone is sitting down before you tell them. Like, bruh, don't hit me up with this message at like 9:30 in the morning. Like, I could be in a meeting, then you'll send me screenshots. Now my whole, like, you know what I mean? So I think that there's a way of doing things. I think, maybe if it's one of those things where like we don't live very close to each other or whatever, like you could call me, right? Call me, make sure that, and like tell me before you start your story, like, oh, hey, I do want to talk to you about something, and then let's talk about it. I will also say I cannot stand it when people message me like in the morning and they say, hey, can we talk tonight about something really important? Because that just makes me anxious. I don't like that. So like in the call that you've now called me, like you can be like, hey, is this a good time to talk? If I say it's a good time to talk, then yeah, you can be, also ask me if I'm alone, because what if I'm with this man? Right? Ask me if I'm alone, and then like say your story, and just making sure that I think also things get lost over text. So if you're texting someone information like this is heavy stuff. That's hard, right? But like if you talk, someone can like genuinely tell from like your tone, or if it's a video, they can see your face. But maybe I think the best thing to do could actually just be like face to face. Like if your homegirl lives close to you, like just tell me face to face, come to my house, come to my apartment or whatever, and just tell me. How would you want to be told? And does it matter how the news comes to you?
I think it kind of does matter. So, I mean, if there's an opportunity to catch the person in the act, tell me immediately. I don't care how you tell me, don't hesitate. I am on my way. But if it's a situation where this has already happened and, for whatever reason, you need to tell me at a different time, then I think, one, I would prefer it if it was after my work day. So please let me at least. And then I think because sometimes I can be very, like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a physical fighter, but sometimes I can be very reactionary. So I would prefer somebody who's like, hey, I'm going to tell you something and I just need you to like calm down,
Baby, calm down. Calm down. Shout out to Rema for that banger.
Yeah.
She's like, calm down first. I'm done.
Yeah. But other than that, I think, like that's the problem too with bad news, right? Like people say there's never really a good time to receive bad news. I'd rather receive it than not at all. So if you feel like there's no good time to tell me, just tell me. Just tell me as it is. But do not make me anxious. Don't give me exactly like what you described. Don't tell me, oh, we need to have a very important call this evening so that I spend the whole day.
Exactly. No, honestly, I think that those are very like key things that you brought up. Now I'm curious, and you don't have to share if you don't want to, but have you ever been in a situation where someone told you that someone was cheating?
Well, it's so funny because I feel like we actually spoke about this a little bit in the last episode, or maybe I alluded to it, but oh no, you know, I know we chatted about it after. I think we were done with the episode when we spoke about it. Yeah, so I found out that my ex was cheating because the person he was cheating with DM'd me on Instagram. And
Oh, snap.
when was this? What year are we even in? We're in 2023, right? So this would have been, I guess, like the beginning of last year when I found out, and I don't really remember exactly what I was doing at the time that she told me. I don't remember what time of day it was. Oh no, I was at work. I was at work. You see, this is probably why that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, don't
Yeah,
tell me I was at
yeah,
work.
yep. Wait, so what happened? So this girl, so first things first, were you guys still in a relationship with your boyfriend at the time?
We were still in a relationship. Um, but you know what? It was I guess being told came at a good time because that relationship really had needed to be over for some time. Um,
Okay, okay. So
because I
what did
always
she say to you? What did she say?
so she DMs me and she's like, "Hey, I didn't know that you and insert name we're still together." And I said, okay." And then she's like, "Well, I have something I really need to tell you, and I'm just coming to you as a woman." The minute she said that, the minute I heard, "I'm coming to you as a woman," I was just like, When is that ever followed up by something good?" You know? It's just like, "Oh, okay, what?" And then I think what was it's actually even so embarrassing to say because what she decided to tell me is that she felt like she felt like they got very drunk, and that, maybe she didn't remember most of it. So she felt like maybe some parts of it were non-consensual.
Oh, I see. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So when she was coming to tell you, what was her motive?
Well, she approached it as a, like if I'd known that you guys were together, I wouldn't even have, done any of this or entertained, but I didn't know, and I'm only just finding out because I think I posted a video in which, like, it was a reel. He didn't, you know me, I don't post faces, so his face wasn't in there. But if you know him, you would have known that was him in some of the clips. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
she's like, "Oh yeah, I just saw the video you posted, and I genuinely didn't know. I'm so sorry. I just thought like you'd want to know because you deserve better." And it was very hard. Like I don't think I mean, I'm obviously in a different place in my life now where I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Her and I don't think we could ever be like besties, but we could definitely be in the same room and be cordial." But at that time, as much as I appreciated hearing it, I would not have wanted to have been in the same space as her. Like, I would have, like, again, I really appreciated it. Like, I was so grateful that
Mhm.
she was willing to tell me, especially considering that it was something that probably was very uncomfortable for her as well, considering the nature of the situation. So I
Mhm.
very much appreciated being in the know and being in a position where I could make a better decision about my relationship. But ex relationship, just to make it clear. But
She's like, I did not stay with that man. Let it be known, I did not stay.
um but I didn't think her and I would have been friends. Like I wasn't like jumping for joy.
Right, right. And you know what? I like how you put this, right? Where it was like you wouldn't have been okay being in the same room with her, but you appreciate the fact that she came and she told you.
Yeah.
And in this case, this girl was an acquaintance to you.
An acquaintance in that I had met her through him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so his friend had a birthday party, a bunch of people were there, including her. And what was interesting too, I think, is that so it was a long weekend party. He was there for a full day before I arrived because I had work and he was let's not talk about it. But I had
Thank God for growth.
and for a long time, I remember thinking to myself that, wow, like they are very comfortable, they're very familiar. But then I think the thing that pushed it out of my mind is the fact that I think like halfway into the day of me arriving, her boyfriend arrived. So then I was just like, oh, okay, well, whatever. Maybe she just seemed to be super friendly with everyone, anyways.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. So I thought I was just like, oh, well, yeah, I guess I really kind of had seen something then, but I just chose to ignore it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Either way, I'm, like I said, still very, very grateful to this day, even just very grateful that she was willing to tell me. Because, oh man, like I needed to get out of that relationship.
You needed it to end, and this was kind of like the thing that broke the relationship. So then, actually, this is a good way for us to transition into the next part. Then, would you tell an acquaintance if you saw their man cheating on them?
Ooh, okay, well, I'm assuming in order for me to tell them, I have their contact information, right? I have some way of getting a hold of them
Yes.
because
Hmm.
in that case, yes, I think I would still tell the person. Um, what I wouldn't do, which is a trend, a very growing trend, unfortunately. Well, I don't know if it's unfortunate. I think it's still good. Is people taking videos of people in public, like I spoke about earlier. There are also a lot of these like Facebook groups and just you know groups all around where they'll be like, I know there's like a, are we dating the same man in such and such a city?
Mm.
So I think if I knew some information that would be valuable to that person, I would tell them. Um, the delivery would probably be a little bit less passionate.
Okay, so you would tell them, but not in a way where you're like expecting this woman to leave this man.
Yeah, because I don't know what the nature of their I don't know these people. I don't know what the nature of their relationship with is, right? But I still feel like if your man is or your person is out here cheating, I'm absolutely going to put it out there if there's a way for you to find out. I don't know if I'd just like randomly post it to TikTok, for example. I don't think I'll take a TikTok video and be like, hey, saw this man hitting on blah 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 blah. I don't know that messy. Like I can be messy, but I don't think I'm that messy.
Okay, okay. So you like would reach out to them though, if you could, in some way to tell them.
Yes, I absolutely would. But again, I still believe in having some form of a receipt. I don't think reaching out with nothing to, especially if it's an acquaintance, they have no reason to trust me, right? Like,
Right.
why should they just take my word for it? So if I can get proof, if I can get a receipt, then it's a for sure yes. I'm letting this person know. If I cannot get a receipt, I'd probably need to think about it. You know what? This should. Oh, I was. This just. It
What's
just made.
going on?
You just made me think of a recent situation of which the person being cheated on is the acquaintance, but the person doing the cheating is someone that I know.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Right. Right. Okay. And that one I held on to for a very long time. I did not tell the acquaintance, but I did have a conversation with the person doing the cheating.
Okay, okay.
And I was holding on to something that was actually bringing me a lot of guilt. Like I felt guilty for knowing this information and not being in a position where I felt like I could let this acquaintance know. And I felt like they deserved to know.
Okay, so when you were having conversations with this person who was doing the cheating, were you telling them to go tell their person, or you were telling them to stop?
I was telling them to stop.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, no, I mean, I hear that. I think this is where you and I take different paths in life because me, if it's an acquaintance, I am not saying anything. And let me also say this, right? Like how I would define acquaintance is someone whose life I do not know like that. So like we've never talked about like relationship stuff, maybe like you and I were like Facebook friends, but there's no personal, like real personal friendship or connection that we have over there. I am not telling you. I'm not. Now, I think, and let me say this, I'm not telling you and definitely not telling you directly. In the event, right, that I'm like, man, okay, this is some crazy stuff. Like, I got to say something to somebody. If I was friends with someone who's friends with the acquaintance, then I would tell the friends. And I wouldn't feel bad in this is gossiping, because I don't think it's gossiping, because quite frankly, I don't owe the acquaintance anything. And pretty much to what you said earlier, right? I don't even know the nature of this acquaintance and their boyfriend. Because like maybe the extent to which I know about their relationship is the photos that they've posted on Instagram together. Like I know that these people are together, or like maybe some friends have mentioned that these people are together. But I'm not gonna come to you directly and tell you. But let's say, for example, if I'm really good friends, let's say like it's a situation where I met this acquaintance through a really close friend of mine. I would just tell that close friend of mine, like, hey, I don't know if you've seen this. It's not really my business, but this is something that I've seen, right? Like, you know, I feel like if you know something about it, or like if no one has told you about it, just look out for your friend. What that friend then does with that, that's up to them, because I don't feel comfortable approaching people who I've never spoken to about their relationships to tell them that like, hey, you know, like your man is cheating. I just that's a very uncomfortable situation. But a friend of mine was telling me actually that a guy reached out to her on Facebook, hitting on her, right? Saying all sorts of inappropriate things, blah, blah, blah. And she knew that he was in a relationship. And I guess she knew because, you know, of social media or whatever, like she knew that this guy was in a relationship. So she said she actually went and found the girlfriend and like Facebook messaged her and said, hey, and sent the screenshot, like, hey, you know, I know you don't know me, but I just thought I should let you know because I think it does look like you're in a relationship with this person. I just wanted you to know. And the girl was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for telling me. Like, I had no idea that this is what he was doing, right? So she was very appreciative of, I guess, finding out from this stranger that like her boyfriend is like sliding into DMs. So that's one side of it where like people feel comfortable like telling an acquaintance. Then another person was telling me, and how the situation happened was this girl was telling me the story. Her boyfriend had been cheating on her, right? So her boyfriend had been cheating on her and it had been going on for a while, and she didn't know actually that this guy was, and this guy was very creative. He had multiple Snapchat accounts, and he had a secret Snapchat account that he was using to like do his business, right? Like send inappropriate videos, content, receive, like just craziness. So what actually happened and how things started to like show cracks in their relationship. I mean, there were certain signs, right? Like, you know, the guy was no longer like, he went from like being very physical and I guess being very sexual to like just not wanting to engage at all in that. So she kind of had a feeling something might have been going on, but she didn't have solid proof that anything
Mm,
was going on. Anyway, so what happened was the guy had gone out with his friends or whatever. And so in going out with his friends, it was like a bunch of guys. And then I guess they met collectively as a group, like some girls. And so he used to live with his girlfriend. So then he then came back from going out with his friends, with like some of the new friends that they met, into the apartment, right? So they come into the apartment, they're throwing some sort of like after party or whatever. And she said she did notice that her boyfriend was talking to this girl. They were not doing anything inappropriate, but it was like, oh, okay, these people are kind of having long conversations. So towards the end of the night, this girl, who's like, I guess we'll call her side chick, who was an unknowing side chick, an innocent side chick, she didn't know. So this side chick then finds out that, wow, this guy has a whole girlfriend, because then, you know, like the girl was like, can you, like it's time to like wrap up the night. And then that's when she realized that, oh snap, like this girl lives here and these people live together and these people are in a relationship. So then this girl, who was a stranger to the chick who was actually dating the guy, she's like shouting at this guy and she's like, you know what, like don't ever send me any snaps, right? So then the girl who's being cheated on, who doesn't know at this point that she's being cheated on, she's like, wait, what's going on Snapchat? And then the side girl, whatever relations they had, didn't disclose to her. So this was like a face-to-face thing in her own apartment. And like essentially when you look at the story, right, you're like, should this girl have actually said, you know, like your boyfriend has been sending me snaps, you know, but she didn't say anything. So again, this girl was left in the dark. And then like, you know, a few months later is when like she then discovered on her own, like all the fake, you know, Snapchat accounts and the whatever. But what she was saying when she was telling me the story was the fact that if this girl had just told her, it would have hurt, but it would have saved her so many months, right? Because essentially she then had to have a whole 2 months or 3 months of like trying to get the discovery or like find her own discovery to see that this guy had multiple Snap accounts and just crazy social media accounts going on. So those are two very different cases where it's like, yeah, sometimes people feel comfortable telling acquaintances or like strangers, but then sometimes people are just say, not my business. But I will say though, in this Snap story, I personally feel like this girl should have just said, your boyfriend has been sending me Snapchats. Like, just say it. It's not that deep. You know what I mean? And also not in a, you're trying to save this girl. I feel like I would have said it out of anger. Like, yo, your guy has been making me feel like we are in a thing, but clearly we're not. So I don't know. What's your take on those?
I think that, oh my gosh, what a story.
Right?
Yeah. What I'm wondering too, and I really wish she was here to tell the story because I really would love to know how he managed to smooth over that whole fight and situation when everybody had left and it was just the two of them. Because obviously she must have asked about it and he would have probably been like, nah, she's just crazy.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's what she said. I mean, I asked her, she was like, yeah, I mean, whatever he said was not satisfactory for her, but he definitely didn't answer the question. Like, he didn't say, like, oh, I have multiple Snap accounts. Like, he did not admit, to all of that. So it's just, it's hard. And I think when it's acquaintances, man, if I don't really know you like that, it would be very difficult for me to come at you directly. Maybe if I'm like good friends with one of your friends, I'll tell you as a way of looking out, but I just wouldn't. And you know what? Thinking more about how we did that episode on social media. So one of my friend's sisters, right? She started soft launching her boyfriend like
Mm.
recently in the past few months. So then I was like laughing because on Instagram I was like laughing. I was like, man, you're really just soft launching this man. Like we would see his back, we would see like his arm, we would see like his leg, but we would never see his face, right? And I was like, wow, you're really soft launch. And she's like, girl, women are crazy. I don't want any girl coming to me talking about woman to woman. So that's funny because Yolanda, I remember when we were doing the social media episode, you said you would actually post a man before getting married so that if there's any business going on, a woman would come and tell you, or someone would come and tell you that this guy is doing crazy stuff.
Not only would I post this man's picture, I'd be like, do you know this man?
Exactly. But like, you see, that's the thing with like people have very different takes on this stuff. And some people don't even post their people because I guess there's a fear that like some person is going to come and be like, oh, woman to woman. And I think where she was coming from was more from a, haters are going to come and say certain things and like, oh, is there truth to what some strangers can tell you, you know?
I always think that perspective of, oh, other women are just haters is very, very interesting because as much as, okay, mind you, like maybe I don't understand because I myself am not a hater, but I would think that that would be a very difficult lie to carry if there's no proof, right? Like I can think of many things possibly to say to break people up, but would you just really go and announce that someone's cheating if you've got nothing at all that could possibly back up your story? Like I don't know. That one I always find it really difficult because a lot of the instances in which people have felt that somebody was just being a hater, it turned out that they were telling the truth, that this man really was cheating or that their partner really was doing something untoward. So I always wonder if that's a narrative, just like the crazy girl narrative, right? Like
Mm.
anytime a guy announces to me or states that his ex was crazy, it's an immediate red flag because I'm like, crazy for no reason. I mean, sure, okay, some people actually do need medication, but average person is not just crazy. Something has set them off or something has made them feel a certain way. And instead of acknowledging that and taking accountability, you're choosing to paint this person as crazy. It really rings of like gaslighting and
Yeah.
self-awareness.
I can see what you're saying, right? That like, okay, the crazy girl narrative, or like just people saying, oh, other women are haters. But I actually do know somebody, and here's the thing, right? Sometimes it might also have to do with like people's exes. So
Mm.
if a guy, let's say a guy was dating his ex-girlfriend, now he has a new girlfriend, but the ex and also the ex's friends are not happy about the fact that this man left their friend, right? Or like left her. She might not be the one who messages the new girlfriend, but like she could get little minions to do it. And so it's not far-fetched that like some people do reach out with like false claims of like, oh, like your man is cheating on you, or like because it does happen. I think though, when people do that, the reason why people then call them haters is because they come at you with no evidence. So they're just saying like, oh, your man was talking to my friend last night, or like, oh, your man is, he made my friend pregnant. Your man is going to be somebody else's baby daddy. So like people are just saying things, but they're not actually bringing proof. So it does happen. Now, I don't know the statistics, but I also get what you're saying with like, okay, should women really be dismissive of other women or other people telling them that something funky is going on in their relationship? And maybe the answer is maybe not. Like maybe hear people out, see if there are receipts, do your own research, but maybe not run to saying other women are haters.
No, you know what? You actually make a very good point, because I am being dismissive of the fact that, yeah, it does happen. There are people definitely who are willing to go to those extremes, or people who, choose to take that path in life. But again, like you said, I think this is why receipts are so important, right? Because it then really just solidifies that I'm not here to set fire to a relationship with no due cause. Like I'm genuinely trying to be a good person here, and whether or not you choose to believe me, I guess that's now on you.
Mm-hmm.
At least removes the guilt from you. Like you've told this person, or you've put it out there. Whatever that person chooses to do with that information, it's now on them. You've done your part. But actually, there's something that you said earlier that I had a question for you, because you said when it comes to acquaintances, you wouldn't tell an acquaintance unless maybe it was a really crazy situation. So I'm wondering, like, what scale are we measuring crazy?
Oh gosh, girl. Again, let me say this, guys. This is also like theoretical. Well, actually, not really. The acquaintance one is actually not theoretical in the sense that I have known of people who I'm like Instagram friends with. Also, if you're my Instagram friend and you're listening to this, it probably doesn't pertain to you. But I'm just saying, I've known some people who I was like, maybe Instagram friends with, or like Facebook friends with, and like just a lot of people have talked about how, oh, like these people portray this happy relationship and stuff, but like she has no idea that her man is cheating. Me myself, do I know? Have I seen that he was cheating? I was not there, right? So that's something where it's like you have information but you don't have receipts, so that to me is a mild situation. But like even in the event where I don't know, what could a crazy situation be? Like maybe it's in a let's say for example, I've gone on a vacation somewhere. I'm in Mexico. I'm in Tulum. Then I see this man who's an acquaintance's alleged boyfriend with another woman who's an acquaintance. How is it my business to go to tell someone who like we don't even talk? We don't talk like that. And then now here I am saying, hey girl, I was in Tulum and I saw your man with another woman. Next thing, I'm the one, like now people are taking screenshots of what I told this girl, talking about, oh, this girl's crazy. Look at her. Yeah, I don't like drama, honestly. So you know what? Maybe let me actually retract the sentence and say, even if it was a crazy situation, there's a very high chance that if I don't know you personally, or like if we have a very surface level relationship, like I would not come tell you. There's a very high chance.
Do you feel like if you got the information that your person was cheating from an acquaintance, a very loose acquaintance, would you take it into account any less than if you'd gotten it from somebody you consider close to you?
That was, why I'm laughing, because you said loose acquaintance, and it's like not loose in the sex way, but like just like loose relation. I would not. I would definitely. There's no smoke without fire. I feel like I think that's my default. My default is there's no smoke without fire, right? And even the fact that this acquaintance is coming to tell me this, it could be an indication that you yourself, as my boyfriend, have said something to this acquaintance to give her the guts to come to me to tell me this nonsense, right? Like maybe it's actually not nonsense because like when a woman is mad or like, well, when someone has made her angry, she can just go and like say a whole lot of things, right? So maybe you actually kissed this girl or something has happened between you and this girl and she feels the ginger to come and tell me that you've been
Yeah.
up to. So like I don't know. It's hard for me to be like, especially if you have multiple people telling you, multiple acquaintances, random people, or even sometimes like it's acquaintances and friends and people are just telling you information unprovoked. It could be an indication that there's something going on. Now would I be like, oh, an acquaintance told me and I'm ending this relationship right now? No, I need to have my own proof. So I wouldn't say like, oh, I'm not putting any weight on this at all, but I wouldn't like put 100% weight on it. Like I would need to have, if an acquaintance came to me and showed me receipts, then I mean, that's good enough proof, right? Well, it depends because some people are crazy. Like you could resave, like I could resave your name, Yolanda, into like like a boy's name. And then I could say, Yolanda, send me this text. We have a couple of exchanges. We take a screenshot. It has his name at the top, but I don't know if that's his number. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna need to. I'll have a lot more questions for an acquaintance than I would for a friend.
I mean, I guess, but the scenarios that your mind goes to, that's not even where I would go. I think my initial thought was, what is what is my partner doing? And how can I find similar proof on their device or, before I even question why this person is sending me information? That is, of course, unless I already have reason to believe. I don't know. Maybe I'm a woman scorned because
I will say my default, right? Like my default is to trust the person that I'm in a relationship with. So like it if I then see that you're doing some crazy nonsense, the trust levels are coming down, right? But like if someone I don't know, a random person just comes to me with no proof and they're saying things about you and they have no proof, I'm more likely to give you the benefit of the doubt as a guy. That makes sense. Like my mind does not automatically go to he is definitely doing something because I don't even have proof to say that he's doing something.
okay, so we are definitely on very different ends of this pole because my default is absolutely to believe the person telling me. I mean, assuming I will still do some research. So I will still do my best to be able to corroborate that information. But um my my auto mode is to believe the information I'm receiving from the other person unless I have some reason to think that they may not be truthful, of which again my default is not to believe men. Like it just isn't. I would believe almost anybody else before.
Girl, listen, I had taken like a gulp of water or like sip, whatever we want to call it. And then you said my default is whatever, like not to trust men. Girl, I nearly choked on this water. I cannot. I could not. I cannot. Ooh, I don't know what to say to that girl.
I know, like it's interesting. I think I used to be a lot more trusting than I am now, and this isn't just due to my most recent ex, but I think in general in life experiences, and even when I look at the men in my life, and I'm talking like relatives, family members, etc., etc. Not talking about my brothers, just FYI. But when I think of like my uncles, etc., I'm very hard pressed to think of somebody who hasn't cheated in a relationship or had kids outside of the marital home or any situation. Even my own biological father had a whole other family. So I think I'm predispositioned to not, and maybe it's unfortunate, maybe not, but I also think that I'm very willing to open up. So I think that somebody who can prove to me that they're trustworthy, I'm more than willing to give them that grace. But I'm also very like I have very strong boundaries, right? So I don't know if I'm inclined to give you extra chances than the one you got initially.
Okay. You know what? That is completely fair because to your point, I think experience or like just what you've seen growing up or whatever, like that influences how you see things as well, which is very valid, like it's very valid and it does kind of set some sort of default, right, in you of like, okay, how would I react in a situation like that? So that's completely valid. And it's good because then, like you and I especially on this question, like we have very different views on it, and I feel like it provides balance, because I'm sure there are some people who relate to what you're saying and some people who relate to what I'm saying as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I have another question for you, Michelle. Would you tell your friend's man if your friend is the one that's cheating on them?
Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my hand.
No.
Listen, I'm gonna come with no. I'm not. and I'm pretty sure some people who are listening are probably like, what is going on here? But this is my reason, right? And maybe it's not a hard no. Maybe it's like a soft no. But the reason why I would say no is because this has to do with where my loyalties lie, right?
Mm,
My part in it. So, like, I've had people in my life who have told me that, they were cheating on their people, right? And in every
mm,
single situation that they've told me, I've always told them exactly how I feel about how this is wrong. I've always told them, like, don't do it, like, stop, like, it's just not good. You name it, right? Like, your loyalty should be with this person, and like this person trusts you, and it's not fair on them, or like, if it's a situation where it's like a relationship, like, you know what? Why not just break off things with the boyfriend himself? Like, why are you doing this, right? So I've been very, very open and very clear to like people who are in my life who've told me that they were cheating. So that's my part in this. Now, would I go and volunteer information when like like just go to like my friend's boyfriend, or like, whatever it is, right? Whoever it is who's in my life, tell them like, hey, just so you know, this person who's my friend or like my relative or whatever, like they're cheating on you. I wouldn't do that. And it's because at the end of the day, which sounds really horrible. It sounds really horrible to say, but at the end of the day, my loyalties really lie with this person, right?
mm.
And obviously, it gets very, very tricky also when you add on, like, say, the marriage components, right? You know that if you're the one who's gonna go and say this, like you're essentially going to end this relationship on your friend's part, like this marriage or this whatever it is. You're the one who's actually taking it upon yourself to go and tell their person voluntarily that this is what this person is doing. So that's why for me, I'm like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, my loyalty is lie with this person, but what I would do is I will fight your fight on the side. I'll be like telling this person to stop, but at the end of the day, people are adults and they're gonna do what they want. Now, it gets sticky if the person approaches me to ask, because I don't want to lie to someone. So let's say, for example, my friend's boyfriend comes to me and says, hey, so and so, I feel like this person is cheating on me. Like, is she cheating on me? Huh?
Hmm.
I would not say no, because no is a lie. But I would say, I can, okay, like I said, guys, at the beginning of this, and like I said at the beginning of this episode, also, let me say this. No one has asked me, like, of the people that I mentioned who did tell me, like, they had little side gigs going on, like, their people never asked me. So I've never been in this situation. So this is all theoretical. I can
Okay.
see an angle where if they blatantly asked me if this person was cheating, I could say, you know what? I don't feel comfortable talking about this. Like, ask them. That's one potential response, right?
Mm.
Which essentially, when you say that, you are essentially telling this person that, you know what, like,
Yes.
read between the lines, like, it is what it is. There's also the other side of me where I feel like maybe I would ask them why they think so, right? Then maybe they're gonna go into, like, the signs that they have seen and blah 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 blah. And then maybe perhaps I could give advice of like, well, you know what, after everything that you've said, if you strongly feel if you strongly feel after everything that you've told me, because I am not about to tell you any receipts, I'll tell you that. Like, if that's how you feel, then these are my thoughts about it. So I think it is very sticky. I would say, like, I definitely would not volunteer the information to this person who is, being cheated on by like someone who I have some sort of relationship with, whether it's like, I don't know, friend, family. I would not volunteer the information. In the event that they did ask me though, I like I said, guys, this is all theoretical. And I really hope that I'm never put in this situation. But I would, I, as of right now, today, that this time that I'm recording, I would not say, I would not say Yes. I would not say yes, but I would leave it to be like, it's up for interpretation. Like, you in the end are going to like read, between the lines and like see it. And you know what? Actually, let me just say this as well. In a situation like this, there's a very high chance that the person has seen multiple signs. This person who's being cheated on also has friends and they also have acquaintances who are telling them. So I feel like, personally speaking, as of right now, Yolanda, long story short, it's a no. It's a no. I went round and round the bush, but for my reasons. And like I said, guys, answers change. So who knows? Maybe next month or next year I'll be saying something different. But as of now, it's a no. How about you? If your friend was cheating on their man, would you tell? Would you tell the person?
So I would love to say no, but honestly, for me, the answer differs depending on the situation.
Okay.
If my friend is in a relationship that I don't necessarily feel serves them, so this person's not a good guy, maybe they cheated in the past, whatever the case may be, and mind you, like, who am I to tell somebody what relationship to be in? But if I feel like my friend has been in this relationship, um, then all power to you. Okay, I will even lie for you. Like, what do you need? Say you are at my house. Got you. Okay.
Snap. Oh no. Now you see, now I see what you're saying about the whole, if you're a witness and you know something and you don't say something, are you an accomplice? This girl, this is not even being a witness who knows something. This is an accomplice. What do you mean you're gonna lie on their behalf and cover for them? Girl, that's an
Like,
accomplice.
for depending on the situation. However, if 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 I feel like this person is, like their partner has genuinely been a very good person, very supportive, and they don't deserve any karma, in that case, I think I would find it very difficult not to. I would obviously start by working on my friend. So I would. I'll,
Girl, first of all, before you even tell me this, not you about to give us like a 5-step program. Anyway, go ahead.
sign up for my mastermind. No, I would genuinely like make sure that my friend, I think in either scenario, my friend would know how I feel about the situation. Like, I don't think cheating is ever the go-to. I think there are plenty of solutions, including breaking up, that should absolutely come before you ever cheat on someone. Just break up. Like, why are you even doing this? But
Mhm.
however, let's say we're now in this situation. Um, they're with somebody who's very good, very loyal, very faithful, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's the guilt that would really eat me up. So I would encourage my friend to break up with this person. And if I can eventually see that maybe this message is not getting through, then I think I might not tell the person face to face, but I think I would find some way of letting them know that I just think that maybe this is not the relationship for them. I don't think I would outright say that my friend is cheating on you, but I'd probably say, like, hey, you know, you seem like you're looking for something.
Oh gosh.
I think I'd just be like, hey, like, I don't know, you seem like you're looking for something good out of life. Maybe this is not the place for you. Whatever. Not to say that I'm the no, like, no, don't turn to me. But as in, like, in general, just maybe this is not the situation for you. I wouldn't provide receipts. I wouldn't call on my friend in front of this person. Like, I wouldn't create a situation, a scenario like that. But I think I would let it be known that some of the things over here.
So in other words, whatever you would do, you would not incriminate yourself.
I wouldn't incriminate my friend either. I wouldn't directly incriminate my friend.
Okay, but you'd be like, you know what? This is not a good fit. Okay, HR, this is not a good fit.
No.
It's better for you out there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, do you know what? I get what you're saying. It's like, eh, honestly, but this is what I was gonna say, right? Because at the end of the day, um, if someone is like a really good person and they genuinely don't deserve this, right? And then they come and they ask me, and like maybe they're crying or they're just distraught, and they're like, you know what? You're the person who's close to this person. Like, are they cheating on me? See, I was gonna say, if there was a way for me to be like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. They are. I'm not going to give you details, but they are, right? But I don't want you to tell my person that I'm the one who told you. See, like, if there was a way to ensure that that would happen, I don't necessarily see a problem with that. But the problem is that when humans are emotional, this person
Yes.
will go and say, Michelle said you are cheating on me. And now the thing is that, like, this person who was like a boyfriend or whatever, who was like a passerby, that sounds so terrible. I don't mean it like that. I mean, some boyfriends and some girlfriends come and they stay and they become wives or whatever. But like sometimes, people just are passing through your life for a season. So like, okay, yeah, their relationship ends. They have like a whole blow up. Their relationship ends. But guess who's now stuck with this person for the rest of their life? Me.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the craziness it brings. You know what I mean? Like you got to think about it. If it's like a friend group, now I'm going to be the person who's painted. Like, in as much as this person was like wrong for what they were doing, when the story is told, it's going to be like, Michelle was the one who broke the camel's back. Michelle was the one who told him, right? Like, that's a lot.
It's Michelle's fault.
Imagine. Yeah. You see, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, I mean, honestly, this, like I said, guys, these are all theoretical views. I have not been in a situation like that, but I really hope that I'm not put in a situation like that. But Yolanda, question though.
Mm.
So what if the person actually blatantly asked you, like, is your friend cheating on me? What would you say?
Oh, again, are they in a good relationship or a bad one?
Let's say it's a good relationship. Let's say good relationship.
If a good relationship, they blatantly ask me. The problem is, like, I'm not a very good liar. I think, like, I'm like, I can be a good liar if you give me time to think of the lie.
You know what? I'm laughing, but I feel like you and I are in the same WhatsApp group on this because I feel like my facial expression, something would crack. Something is going to happen.
Absolutely. My face gives me away every single time. Every single time. So I think I'd have a really difficult time with that question. If there's a way for me to get out of the question and be like, oh my God, I just need to run to the bathroom. But I think what would happen in that case is I run to the bathroom and I'm texting my friend and I'm like, your boyfriend or your partner just texted me and asked me, I don't know what to do. What do I do? I think I'd have already given the game away though. Like, I feel like at that point, I've already out this person, I don't think I would be able to come out with a direct, no, don't worry about it. They're not cheating on you.
Mm-hmm.
Unless this person is not good for them. Like, I already know the situation of this relationship. I already know that my friend has been cheating. And for whatever reason, I don't think this person deserves to be with her. Watch me turn into a smooth criminal, Michelle.
So to that question, would you say no or yes in that situation?
I think I'd probably be like, no, like, why would you even think that? I don't. A good day. Like, I feel like, because that lie I'd already be prepared for, right? Because I know this person's cheating. I know why they're cheating. And I'm already like either indifferent or maybe even pro they're cheating. So in this case, when you come to ask me that question, I might be caught off guard by the fact that you're asking, but I'm not caught off guard by the fact that they're cheating, which is different from proof of the cheating. And then you come to ask me that question when I'm already in turmoil over what my friend is doing. That would make
not in turmoil. You're so dramatic.
No.
Oh my God. Well, there you have it, you guys. Like I said, you guys, these are our views as of today, okay? Please do not come pointing fingers at us if answers change over time. But this was so fun. Let us know, you guys. Hit me up on Instagram at Unpacking Love and let me know what you guys would do in a situation like that. For the women who are listening, would you tell your girlfriends when their men are cheating? And then, for the men, would you tell your guy friends? And maybe, you know what, if you're a guy and you're like, oh, I want to come on the podcast and give a perspective from the male side of you, come and tell me, because I really want to know all about this. So yeah, so thanks so much, Yolanda, for being on the podcast. Girl, it's always a blast with you. Thank you.
Oh my God, no, thank you for having me yet again. I absolutely love doing this and cannot wait for this episode to come out.
Yay! And so to everybody who is listening, thank you so much for listening to us. Make sure that you leave stars on the podcast, guys. Make sure you rate this podcast, okay? Thank you so much for listening, and you guys can catch me in the next episodes. Peace. Ndiwe wandikanganiza fungo
zangu